feeling bored, or simply having nothing to do. The solution to all of this often right at our fingertips: scrolling. And we often forget just how much time we spend scrolling because it gives us a burst of dopamine our brain craves. Once we get that dose of dopamine, our brain feels satisfied. But in this era of content overload, we often forget to question the type of content we are consuming. Not all content is created equal. Some of it lifts us up, educates us, and inspires us. But other times, the very video that gives us those quick hit of dopamine leads to a dangerous cycle of addiction known as brain rot. So, what is brain rot? According to the Oxford University Press, brain rot is defined the supposed deterioration of the person's mental or intellectual state, especially viewed as a result of overconsumption of material considered to be trivial of unchallenging. Also, something characterized as likely to lead to such deteriorations. But is it limited to that definition, or there is more to it? Let's dig deeper into the roots of this concept. Interestingly, brain rot was named Oxford Word of the Year for 2024. If a term makes it to Word of the Year, it's clearly not a simple issue. So, how did it all begin? As mentioned earlier, it started with a quick hit of relaxation from mindless scrolling. One video leads to another, and before we know it, hours have passed. But if you take a moment to check your screen time, you might be shocked to see how much time you've spent on social media without even realizing. A subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between right or wrong. It just chooses as the easiest, most stress-free option. That's why clickbait, low-quality content, and flashy visuals are so effective at keeping us hooked. But this is where the problem begins. Our long-term thinking abilities start to erode. Studies suggest that we have lost a significant amount of our deep thinking capabilities due to the overconsumption of social media. It's not just our focus that affected, it's our creativity and ability to engage in meaningful work. Remember when you could dive deep into a topic and get lost in thought? Now it's harder than ever to focus on even the simplest tasks. Social media has shifted from one place to place of connection and learning to a landscape flooded with shallow, eye-catching content with that prioritize virality over value. But if we are aware of this, and why are these addictive elements more prevalent than ever before? The answer lies in the algorithms. These platforms are designed to keep us engaged by feeding content that triggers our dopamine hits based on our viewing habits. But it's not just about algorithms, it's also about human psychology, craves social validation, and fear of missing out. We see influencers representing seamlessly perfect lives and we are comparing ourselves to them, even if we logically know it's not all fact. This leads to a cycle of chasing unattainable standards, draining our self-esteem and mental well-being. To break free from brain rot, there are some steps, such as mindful consumption. You should be intentional about what you watch, follow creators who inspire, educate, or genuinely entertain without exploiting your attention span. Digital detox. Take breaks from all the social media to reconnect with the real world. Use tools like screen time trackers to track usage. Replace and reframe. Substitute passive scrolling with active learning, hobbies, or activities that stimulate creativity and critical thinking. Build healthy habits. Engage in physical activities, socialize face to face, read books, or meditate to balance your dopamine levels naturally. Control your environment. Organize your phone to minimize distraction. Unfollow toxic accounts and mute unnecessary notifications. Brain rot is more than just a buzzword. It's a growing concern in today's digital age. It's not about quitting social media entirely, but about reclaiming control over our attention and well-being. By making conscious choices and setting boundaries, we can break free from this cycle of mindless consumption. The power is in your hands. The next time you catch yourself endlessly scrolling, pause and ask yourself, is this really how I want to spend my life? Because every scroll is a choice, and every choice shapes who you become.
seems that stress and overwhelm are so commonplace in today's society, and although stress in itself is not a mental health issue, it's often the starting point for many.